I'm extremely excited. This being my senior year, I've got a lot more confidence in myself. As far as preparation goes, I know what to expect going into fall camp. I know what I need to work on. I know, my weaknesses, and I think I put a big emphasis on that this last off season. Being able to, to better myself in those areas that I'm not so good at. Coach Long actually gives me a lot of grief because, I'm not a very vocal guy. I tend to try and lead by example, but especially this last spring, I kind of broke out of my shell a little bit and tried some new things, and I became a little more vocal, and I was really surprised by the reaction, that the younger guys gave me. They were actually, you could tell that they kind of hit home for them or whatever. So I feel like I'm still going to lead by example. That's my main role or whatever, but I'm going to try and be more vocal come this season because I feel like it benefits the team, the leadership role.
Absolutely, such a huge thing. Kids love it.
Coach Long's been a huge mentor. And Coach Long, I was a freshman when Coach O'Boyle was at Chadron, and I never really had the personal relationship that I do with Coach Long. Coach Long's a guy that, it's business when it needs to be business, but out the field or outside of the locker room, it's you can just be yourself around him, and that's really appreciative. And he's a player's coach. He doesn't coach a specific position, so he's really well rounded in that aspect. He cares for everybody. He's not biased towards a specific unit on the team, which I'd really appreciate it. We've totally revamped our defense, and I honestly believe that the defense that we have now, it really suits our players' abilities a lot better. Last year we were a lot of technique and a lot of reaction based, and we weren't so reaction based. It was more, scheme wise, like you look on a piece of paper and that's kind of what you did that play. This year it's a lot more reaction based. We have a lot more freedom to move around. It allows us to play to our strengths, and I think that's going to be huge for us. It allows us to be players, to be athletes, and we do have a very athletic defense, and I think that'll be big for us this year.
I know you guys lost Shea from last year on production.
Yeah, and I think and it's not just on me, it's on, the entire defense, but there is some pressure there because, Shea, he was a very, very talented football player for us, and like I said, we revamped our defense, and my position now, I'm in the box more so than I was last year. So I feel like I'll be able to, help fill that position somewhat, but like I said, it relies more on the team, I think, more than a certain individual.
Very good, and so, level.
Absolutely. It's kind of, it's been really frustrating the past couple years because, 2 years ago we were so close, and then last year I felt like it fell kind of on the defense. Our offense had an outstanding game that game. And yeah, absolutely. It's a game that we always look forward to, especially now, but as soon as the season starts, then everybody kind of, gears down a little bit, and that's when we realize that, we have to beat this team before we get to that team. But as soon as Saturday night, the game before, nobody can sleep at night. Everybody's ready to play. It's a special game. It's really enjoyable, and it's probably the highlight of my year.
So being the last question?
Being a senior, I just feel like the biggest transition from a junior to a senior is more leadership, and I think that's an area that I really tried to focus on because, when I was a freshman or a sophomore, the juniors and seniors, those were the guys that I always looked forward to. Like even in the middle of games, I'd ask them, be like, hey, so if I wasn't clear about something, So I feel like I really need to, be that guy for, the younger classmen, and if I can do that, then that's that was my goal. I don't really have statistical goals or stuff like that. It's more so just, helping those young guys out because, they're the future, and, it's not about the people who wear the jersey now, it's about everybody who's worn the jersey before, so.